Welcome to Module 2 of our Leading Edge Certification Online and Blended class. I've logged into Haiku, and on the left navigation bar, I have navigated to Module 2 Online Learning, History and Concepts. As we look at Module 2, you'll see an overview of the module, along with the 3 assignments, which we'll come back to in just a moment. The helicopter video, which you're watching right now, the due dates for the assignments for this module, the learning objectives, and next we'll come to the textbook. Once again, you can click on the globe or the link for Module 2 textbook. It takes you to a Google site, automatically takes you to Module 2 Online and Blended History, and as you can see, there's a series of pages for this chapter. You can access by simply scrolling through and then clicking on Next, or you can go to a specific page via the links. Make sure you read the textbook and the information prior to working on any of the assignments. Let's go back. Below the textbook, we come to our discussion prompt for 2.1. There are 2 documents here you are going to link to. The first one is the Rise of K-12 Blended Learning. Open that document and you will come to a PDF. As you scroll down through the PDF to the table of contents, you'll notice that pages 1 through 9 include an introduction, definition of blended learning, most importantly, the blended learning models, the different models of blended learning. Starting on page 10, you will see 40 different profiles of schools across the nation. Skim through those and pick one that you might want to look at in more detail. Back to Haiku. In addition to that, there's an article from Educase that also outlines profiles of schools. You go through that. Then you're going to respond to the following in the discussion area for 2.1. You're going to write the name of the blended learning profile of your choice. Which one did you choose? Share a few highlights you believe are interesting. Include questions you may have about the program that weren't answered in the descriptions. And describe how the scenario in the profile you read might be applied in your district or school. As always, you're also going to respond to at least 2 other students' posts throughout the week. And once again, we have included the Collaborate links that will provide tips for how to respond. Note that in week 2, you are not required to write the strategy when you respond to a colleague. To access discussion 2.1, you can click on this link right here. 2.2 this week, you're going to compare and contrast face-to-face, blended, and online learning. You're going to create a Venn diagram using a Web 2.0 tool. And we've given some samples here. As you can see, they link to those Web 2.0 tools. Or you can pick one of your own. You're going to then either compare 2 or all 3 of the teaching methods. Keep in mind, the intersection of the circles, whether you do 2 or 3, are the characteristics that are shared by those instructional environments. We strongly suggest you select Google Drawing as your tool to complete this assignment. When completed, you're going to upload or preferably embed your Venn diagram into your wiki site. Here's one thing that a lot of people miss. Number 3, after you've embedded your Venn diagram, you want to go back and you're going to add in your wiki site a short description of your Venn diagram, the process that explains your thought process, and it tells us the tool that you used to create the diagram. To, of course, access your wiki sites, you're going to click on View Projects, just as you did in Module 1. Your third assignment for this week is your reflection. In the reflection, you're going to respond to the following prompts or questions. Number 1, reflecting on the information covered in the module, how might your instructional methodologies need to change if you're in an online or blended environment? And the second prompt, what skills and strategies might you improve or expand upon? in order to best support student learning in these environments. Note here, easiest, we've said this before, but best way to do it is create it in Google Doc and then bring it over from your Google Doc. This is highly recommended because it's going to support you when you do your Google Sites portfolio. To write or to post your reflection for this week, you're going to use a wiki site again. So you click on View Projects to go access your wiki site. The last thing we want to share this week, as every week, there are in the navigation bar for this module, student resources. So you want to click on Module 2 Student Resources. And here you will find a variety of things that will support you throughout this module. Here you see examples of Venn diagrams in both the 2 and 3 circle format. So in this case, with the Venn diagram on the left, the student chose to compare and contrast online, face-to-face, and blended. Here's another one that compares online and face-to-face. Here's an example, and by the way, this was Google Draw. Here's one from Creately with some extra directions over here to help you out. And then below that, you'll find a video on creating a Venn diagram in Google Draw and embedding it in Haiku. Both things, of course, you'll need to do. Once again, don't forget to write about your Venn diagram, the process of your thinking, and the tool you used. Here's another embedding the Venn diagram tutorial, as well as information about establishing the height and width of your Google drawing. So you've got an issue if you bring it in and you bring it in and it's got scroll bars, it doesn't look very good. So these directions right here tell you how you can go ahead and change that height and width parameters. Okay, that's it for this week. As always, if you have any questions, let us know how we can support you.